Stealing creativity? We ask AI about the copyright dilemma of AI. Imagine a world where machines create art so compelling that they spark debates over creativity, ownership, and even theft. In today's video, we're diving into the legal gray area of AI-generated content, questioning who truly owns these creations and when they might cross into copyright infringement. And here's the twist: we're asking AI itself for its perspective on these dilemmas. What defines AI-generated content, and how is it produced? AI-generated content is created by algorithms and machine learning models that learn from extensive datasets. These systems analyze and replicate patterns to generate new text, images, music, or other media. The process is largely automated, relying on statistical predictions rather than personal creativity, which fundamentally distinguishes it from human-made work. What differentiates AI-generated content from human-created works? Human creations stem from personal experiences, emotions, and intentional decisions, while AI-generated outputs result from learned patterns and mathematical computations. Humans intentionally infuse their work with context and nuance, whereas AI systems produce results based on probability and repetition. This fundamental difference raises complex questions about originality and whether machines can truly be creative. What constitutes copyright infringement in the context of AI-generated works? Copyright infringement in AI-generated content occurs when the output replicates significant, distinctive elements of a pre-existing copyrighted work without permission. This can happen during either the training or generation phases, where the AI unintentionally reproduces recognizable components from its training data. Even if the replication is unintentional, it still violates established copyright laws designed to protect the original creator's rights. Why is it challenging for current copyright laws to address AI-generated content? Current copyright laws were written with human creators in mind, emphasizing originality and intentional expression. AI-generated works, however, are produced without a human author, making it hard to assign ownership under traditional legal frameworks. This disconnect creates a significant gap in how rights are protected and enforced in the digital age. Why does AI sometimes inadvertently reproduce copyrighted elements? AI systems are trained on massive datasets that often include copyrighted materials, so they naturally absorb patterns and structures from these works. When generating new content, the system may unintentionally mirror these patterns too closely, effectively replicating parts of the original work. This process is a byproduct of how AI learns and can lead to copyright infringement even without malicious intent. Why is the debate over AI ownership and infringement gaining momentum now? Recent advancements in AI have led to outputs that closely mimic human creativity, forcing us to re-examine long-standing legal and ethical norms. High-profile cases and increasing commercial interest in AI-generated content have thrust these issues into the spotlight as both creators and policymakers confront these challenges. The urgency to update our legal systems becomes ever more apparent. Who are the key stakeholders involved in the AI copyright debate? The debate involves a diverse group including AI developers, tech companies, traditional artists, writers, musicians, and legal experts. Each group has a unique stake in the outcome. Developers drive innovation, while artists and creators rely on strong copyright protections for their livelihoods. Legal bodies and policymakers also play a crucial role in shaping the future of intellectual property rights in this evolving landscape. Who should be held responsible when AI-generated content infringes on copyrights? Determining responsibility is complex because AI operates autonomously and its outputs do not have a clear human author. Some argue that the developers and companies behind the AI should be accountable as they design and manage these systems. Others contend that the platforms hosting the content share responsibility, highlighting the need for a collaborative approach to liability in the age of AI. Who benefits from the current ambiguous legal status of AI-generated works? Tech companies and AI developers can benefit from this ambiguity as it allows them to innovate rapidly without immediately confronting stringent copyright restrictions. Consumers may also benefit by having access to a vast array of low-cost, diverse content. However, traditional creators and artists often find themselves disadvantaged, as the lack of clear protections can undermine their intellectual property rights and economic interests. Where do current copyright laws fall short when applied to AI-generated content? Current copyright laws are designed around the idea of human authorship, which doesn't translate well to works produced autonomously by machines. This limitation becomes evident when legal systems try to classify AI outputs, often leaving them in a legal gray area. The lack of clear guidelines means that many jurisdictions are ill-equipped to handle disputes over AI-generated content. Where have notable legal cases or controversies regarding AI-generated content emerged? Significant controversies have surfaced in regions like the United States and Europe, where courts and regulatory bodies are beginning to address issues of data usage and authorship in AI-generated works. These cases often involve disputes over whether the AI has simply mimicked copyrighted material from its training data. Such cases serve as early indicators of how legal systems might evolve to address these emerging challenges. Where are different regions taking unique approaches to the AI copyright dilemma? In Europe, there is a strong push for regulatory reforms that could involve joint human-AI authorship and stricter controls on training data usage. In contrast, the United States tends to focus on interpreting existing laws while debating whether new rules are necessary. Other regions are observing these developments and are beginning to experiment with their own models, which could eventually lead to a more harmonized global approach. When did legal debates around AI-generated content begin to gain significant traction? Debates around AI-generated content have gained momentum over the past decade, coinciding with major advancements in machine learning and AI technologies. As these systems began producing outputs that closely mimic human creativity, the inadequacies of traditional copyright laws became more apparent. Landmark cases and public controversies in recent years have further accelerated discussions on this topic. When are copyright infringement issues most likely to occur in the AI creation process? Copyright issues often arise during the training phase, when AI models learn from large datasets that include copyrighted material, and again during the generation phase if the output mirrors the training data too closely. These critical moments are when the risk of unintentionally reproducing copyrighted content is highest. As AI continues to improve, the frequency and complexity of these issues are likely to increase. When might we expect significant legal reforms to address AI-generated content? Legal reforms could be on the horizon as the rapid evolution of AI continues to expose gaps in current copyright frameworks, with mounting pressure from both the creative community and tech innovators. Policymakers are increasingly aware of the need for updated regulations. While predicting an exact timeline is challenging, many experts suggest that substantial reforms may emerge within the next few years. How can copyright laws be updated to better include AI-generated works? Updating copyright laws could involve creating a new category that recognizes AI-generated works as a unique form of creation, possibly through joint authorship models where both the human contributor and the AI are acknowledged. Such reforms would need to redefine key concepts like originality and intent to accommodate the hybrid nature of modern creative processes by establishing clearer guidelines. The law could better protect both the rights of traditional creators and the innovations of AI developers. How can increased transparency in AI training datasets help mitigate copyright infringement issues? Greater transparency in AI training datasets can ensure that the material used is ethically sourced and properly licensed, reducing the risk of inadvertent copyright violations. By keeping detailed records of the sources and permissions for training data, developers can create an audit trail that helps verify compliance with copyright laws. This level of accountability not only protects the rights of original creators, but also builds trust in the AI development process. How might future legal frameworks better protect both human creators and AI innovation? Future legal frameworks could strike a balance by introducing adaptive regulations that evolve alongside technological advancements. This might include clear rules for joint ownership, standardized licensing agreements, and routine audits of AI outputs to detect potential infringements early, by fostering an environment that rewards innovation while safeguarding intellectual property. These reforms would help ensure that both human creativity and AI development can thrive together. Fun facts. In 2018, an AI-generated portrait titled Edmond de Bellamy sold at auction for over $432,000, sparking widespread debate about the value and authorship of machine-made art. Some AI-generated songs have gone viral online, challenging our traditional notions of musical authorship and raising questions about whether a machine can truly be a musician. Researchers have discovered that AI models can sometimes produce outputs nearly identical to pieces in their training data, highlighting the fine line between inspiration and infringement. European regulators are already exploring innovative copyright models that consider joint human-AI authorship, a move that could set a global precedent. In blind tests, many people struggle to distinguish between human-written and AI-generated text, which underscores how advanced these systems have become and the evolving nature of creativity. If you found this deep dive into the legal and ethical dilemmas of AI-generated content as fascinating as we did, please hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more insightful discussions on technology and law. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Who do you think should be held accountable when AI oversteps its bounds? Leave your comments below and join the conversation.